took my bow apart because I repainted my limbs. They were getting a little bit beat up. I just sprayed them flat black. When you break one of these down, if you've never done it, remember your timing screw. Break that loose first before you go spinning out your limb bolts. I'm gonna put some new felt on my limbs, and I'm just gonna show you how I put them back together. I think I'm gonna throw on some green felt. I actually got a whole bag of strips. Look at that. So I'm just gonna cut that to fit my string groove, and I'll be right back with you. The nut bars straight across the top of the limbs. I like the way it looks, and it's more surface area, which they did. This is not factory from Oneida. They don't do that, but it's just, I like it. Yeah, you just got a little more surface area covering the top of that limb. It's just good all the way around. Kind of gives a little tougher look, I think. I'll just snug them bad boys up, and you can look at your limb. You always want to just check for alignment. Get them snug and just give them a little. You don't need to give it a whole lot. That's how you do that. It's easy. Got to put my saddle on there, but I'll go ahead and take care of this other limb real quick. Saddle just go straight on there. I'm gonna click you and fast forward and get this thing ready to go back together. Before we take off again, I want to grease this stuff up. Haven't done it in a while. Grease your bolt threads. Put a little grease on there, on that bow riser where your limb pocket rides. And then you could just be like Bob Ross and just say it'll be a nice happy little limb pocket, won't it, Axe? Huh? You don't have to do a ton. And what I'm using is, what the heck is this? Is Bell Ray extra pressure wheel bearing grease. And it's just what I have. You don't have to go out and get that specifically. It's just what I got. Everybody does it their own way, but I like this marker trick. It helps me hold the cables. These are not new cables. I'm just putting back in because no strands are broke, and I'll shoot them until they do. I always do the power cable first. And you can do it whatever way you want. I'm just showing you what I do. And I'll push that cam forward once you get her hooked in there. Then grab your bottom yoke cable, put it in, put your top in, then pull that limb backwards. And I'll shove that marker in there. And if it's the gap's too big, or you might have something a little bit thicker than this marker, tighten up your limb bolt till it is tight. See, that just holds everything. I know guys have their own way, but I just, ever since I've started doing this, I stumbled across this, and this is my way. And then you take a drink of Java. Then you do the other one. See, in this one I gotta hold this, because if I let go, stuff's gonna go flopping. This is in the pocket. This is just something I do. I got my string ready right behind me. So I'll spin around. Grab the one end of my string. Put it on there. Holding this limb. Put that on there. Which I still need to tighten this bolt down. Normally I have these limb bolts cranked down a little bit more to where there's tension on there. You can almost string it like a recurve. Just get it snug to where it'll stay together. Check and make sure everything is where it needs to be. Check all your connections there, where your cables go in there. Once you think everything is good, just use your eyes. Look with your eyes. You can look at the cams or look at your string to the stops. Crank it down somewhat even. I like using this ratchet. There's just no jacking around. You can just get her done. You bury your limb bolts. Keep them somewhat even. I always go past even, but not too far. Yeah, if you haven't seen my other video, if your top outboards are a little bit out, I'll show you what to do. It looks like that one's definitely out a little bit. Keep that bolt loose on your yoke. Hold it right there at the hinge and just tap it on your leg, whichever direction it needs to go. I'll mess around with this for a while because I like to get them as perfect as I can. When you're happy with your alignment, snug up your saddle. Now with my bows, I always put a mark on this bolt. Before I took it apart, I just know how far I need to back the limbs out to where it's even. And in this case, all I gotta do is go to where my orange mark was straight down. Really, that should put them back where they were. Once you do that, I just give it a little pull. Grab your tape. After you're happy with it, your tiller's perfect. Go over here. Snug up your timing screw. Now everything's set. You can set your string stops. I always take mine and set them straight up against the string. I don't leave a gap or none of that. And let's go ahead and weigh this bow. Before I weigh this, we're just going to draw her back, make sure she's good. Oh man, that feels good. No creaky sound or nothing. I'm just going to see what my brake height is. because I know it's 6 3/8, and that's right on the money. And I got a little handheld scale, and I quit hooking that straight to the string because every time I did, it separated the coffee burps, separated the serving. Got me a little cord here, wrap it around there. Got a little chunk of leather, wrap it over that, put the cord around it, then serving separation. You need to not worry about anymore when you do that. With these Oneidas, I found that if you're going to use this scale, draw it back really slow, and that'll give you the most accurate reading. That's 55.84 pounds. $55.14. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and make it just an even 55, get it as close as I can. I'm going to leave it there and call her good. So let's get on with our next step. Since I'm kind of rebuilding it per se, not putting in any cables, I just wanted to clean some stuff up. Let's get on with the next step. I'll come in here, set my string stops. You gotta get the right key out. Should have known that. I've only done this like 10 billion times. I make them just barely touch. You put them right up against the string. There's theories on that. I don't worry about them. I put the string stops up against the string, and it works. Works good. So right now, I got me some two-sided Gorilla Tape. I was gonna put these little bumpers back on underneath your outers, which in case your string breaks for some reason, then everything's gonna go that way, and that'll save your power limb, give it a little cushion. So always put that right where you think it's gonna hit. Take a test shot. I'm gonna check my knock height just to be sure that everything's good. And from the bottom of the burger hole, I'll always set this thing at 3/8 to the bottom of your knock set or knocking point. I don't even like calling it a knock set. It kind of sounds cheesy. But that's a good starting point. You might have to go up or down. This is where this setup just happened to fall into place because I got my biscuit cut down on here, my whisker biscuit cut down. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it, dudes. So let's take a shot here. All looks pretty good. You're gonna hear kids yelling and stuff. Bullet hole. If there was paper there, that would be a bullet hole. Set perfect. Hopefully some of this helped you out a little bit. I'm always messing with bows. These are pretty easy to work on once you know what's going on and what to look out for. You can do it in the field, at home, anywhere. All you need is a few tools. I'm gonna put on these rubber bumpers, and this bow is gonna be ready to go after a big old buck in the yard. Rabbit, maybe a buck or a doe. These bunnies are in heat. I gotta go after them. I'll catch you later.